Peace, family. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are happy and healthy. Welcome to our last garden tour in San Diego. I'm excited and a little bit a little sad. This is where I learned to garden. I've gotten through my first year of gardening. I'm actually working on a video to tell you guys everything that I can think of to share that I learned in my first year of gardening. And so let's check it out. The garden is a little bit packed up. We are taking most of our plants. If we're not taking it, you're probably not going to see it in this garden tour. The garden is not as neat as it would be if we were not moving. I'm actually just taking a break from packing up my house to show you guys the garden, so I'm super excited. Let's check it out. So if you guys remember this planter, it's empty now, but it had sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes were growing great. However, they weren't in there long enough to produce any sweet potatoes, but I got some good practice and I learned some things, so I'm excited about that. I will definitely be planting sweet potatoes when we move. Okay, so this is one of the avocados that was in here. It is struggling, as you can see. We pulled it out maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and put them in buckets so we can move them, but he is struggling. He's still green, so still alive, but not looking too good. This is the other one. He looks pretty good. Still looking nice and green, happy and healthy. We did take a lot of the soil out of here and put it in the buckets, but we also added some compost and nutrients. I will say that some of the roots were all in here. Like, we had to take this off and dig them out, so that may be why he's hurting a little bit. We hope he bounces back. Here's another one. We don't know. We praying on him. Look at that little baby bit of green there. I think you guys have not seen my geraniums. These are new. If you guys have seen my videos on making 1 tomato into 3, then you will know that this tomato and this tomato, they started out as suckers on this big tomato, and now they're growing independently. This is a little pineapple guava. We praying on him. He can make me a tree and some gorgeous pineapple guavas if I'm patient. This is the pepper plant. This bell pepper plant was planted last year, and it basically came back from the roots. The only thing that was left of it was this little stem here. And look how beautifully it is growing. I think it's going to try to make me some peppers soon. Look at, these are my purple sprouting broccoli. You may notice a few little holes here. So it's that time of year where pests are coming out. There were inchworms on here, and I visit my garden every day, so I saw them the next day. Like, they were born last night and they were gone the next day. So these two are purple sprouting broccoli. I also planted some seeds in here. I planted carrot seeds in here because I'm hoping once these broccoli get bigger, they can shade the carrots out. So we are moving this with us. Give me some broccoli. This is some kind of citrus. I'm not sure exactly what, but it looks nice. This is another avocado. It's trying to create a little new life. There's a little tiny green baby on there. This is my pomegranate. He hasn't been particularly perky, but not dying. So I'm still trying to figure out, is it fertilization? Is it watering? What is it that he's missing? I've got a calendula up there. In my video where I talk about what I've learned, I'll show you that I split one calendula that I bought. There were 3 in the pot, but they were all connected, and I kind of ripped them apart and separated them, and they look really good. This is one of the beans that was accidentally growing in my compost, so you can see it's getting ready to make some beans. This is a lavender. He does not look happy. He's new, so I'm just trying to make him happy. This is Diva, you guys. She might be a little bit unrecognizable. She's not as bushy. She went through some things. We moved her into this bigger pot and gave her something else to climb on. And look, I think she's happy with it now. She's just going and going. She was kind of root bound. I should have moved her earlier. But look at her now. She's going to love it there. So we're going to move her in that. This is another calendula. It has not bloomed yet. Calendula is supposed to be a good, like, pest resistant, or keep the pests out of your other plants. So these are African daisies. I'm absolutely in love with them. I deadhead them, which means when the blooms die, I cut them off. But I wait until after. This looks like curls to me. I still think that's pretty too. So once it looks like dried up, that's when I cut it off. But look at those. This is Maya, the Meyer Lemon. She did have a lot more blooms, but I did cut them off because I think she's kind of a small young tree to create like this many lemons on one limb. She won't be able to hold them up. However, I do leave the blooms on there and we smell them, and the hummingbirds love them. It's only when they die out and try to start making lemons that I cut them off. So I'm going to try to let a few grow on there, but not to like overdo it for such a small tree. This is my tomato plant that I got from Sprouts. When I bought it, it did have some blooms on it. And as you can see now, it is producing some tomatoes. So it is happy and healthy. These are calendulas as well. This is a pepper plant. So a bean plant used to be in there, and then I planted 3 pepper seeds in there and they all sprouted. I pulled 2 out because only 1 pepper plant should be in a 5-gallon bucket. I planted 3 because I didn't know they would all sprout, but that's a great germination rate, so I'm not complaining. So far I've got 2 healthy pepper plants. I've got kale all back here. All 3 of those are kale. Over here is the longevity spinach. We have 2 of those. And then this is my son's plant. It's some kind of tropical looking, I don't know what it is. But he loves it. He puts his jewels and everything in there. I'm going to show you guys this because there is life and death, and there is success and failure in the garden. And this is where I attempted to save those strawberries. I gave them all new dirt. I mixed compost in with it. I put fertilizer, berry fertilizer. I kept it watered. I moved it to a new spot. So at least I know I did all I can. We are definitely just going to let the packers take this planter, and I'm just going to empty the soil out. This is a grapevine that's not looking so well, so we're thinking about planting it in the ground down the hill somewhere so it can be a grapevine for someone else. So these are new plants. Yes, they're new. My husband went to the commissary and was like, babe, do you know they have grapevines? So then he brought me back and we got 3 grapevines, but these 2 are looking better. This one and this one over here. And then we got 2 blackberry bushes, which have put on new growth even since we got them. So I'm excited about that. And this is my purple tree collard. I got this for Mother's Day. I'm so happy. We went to the nursery and it was the only one there. I feel like she waited for me. Isn't she lovely? She is lovely. Purple tree collards can be hard to find, and they don't grow from seed. You have to get cuttings or rooted cuttings from them. So I'm super excited about this. She did have a little bit, she had a few little worms on her. So make sure you guys check your plants when you get them. All I had to do was pull the worms off and spray a little neem oil on her, and she is doing great. Look how big these guys are. If you look at my last video, they are not half that size. When I put them in there, they didn't, I don't even think even pop too much out of the top of the bucket. They are so happy and healthy. So I guess this is our little kale area. We've eaten off of these kale. We've eaten off of the longevity spinach. Actually, my youngest, she likes to come out here and harvest for salads. So we will put longevity spinach and kale And here we used to have the broccoli that was flowering. It was going to seed. I tried to wait for the seeds, but we have to move, and I didn't plan on moving those plants. So we pulled them out, and I put all the greens in a salad. You can eat broccoli greens, so don't throw those out. Okay? Up here I've got a succulent that one of my friends gave me. So I love that one. And then I have my mint. So that's an orchid. I don't know if we're bringing it, or I don't know what's happening with it. My husband had this and he was taking care of it. I guess I have to look up how to take care of that. But that's the garden, guys. For the most part, I do have some succulents up here. We did try to do some cuttings, but they weren't too successful. But I think overall, the garden is gorgeous, and it's giving me life, and it is giving me food. So you guys, stay tuned. I am going to put on my YouTube channel a video about everything that I learned in my first year of gardening. I really appreciate you guys watching me, and you know, I hope I'm sharing what I'm learning. I hope it's value to you. I'm really changing my lifestyle here, like in front of everybody, but it's so exciting. It's so rewarding. It's so healthy. It's feeding me, my belly, and my soul. And so I just appreciate you guys going on this journey with me. Definitely comment below what you want to see from us. Hopefully I'll share some of our trip, and I definitely will be back with more garden videos as soon as we get settled. Even if we're in transition, I'll let you know how the plants are doing, because these are an asset to me. So this is my food. Like my pomegranate tree will feed us for years if I take good care of it. So I'm definitely packing them with us. I'm definitely going to be making sure to take great care of them. They're going to get watered and fertilized really, really well before we leave. And we're going to pull them in the U-Haul. We're going to have to open it up to give them sun and all kind of stuff like that, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you are blessed. I hope that you are just learning and growing and learning to love yourself. Just take good care of yourselves, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.